people in our society. That's a huge problem. We need to fix it. But believe it or not, it's not the main problem. The main problem, the reason that capitalism increasingly is discredited and socialism increasingly is popular, is that our current system is making young people poorer. Go to college, we tell them. You'll be successful if you do. But too often that advice is outdated, if not an utter lie. Huge numbers of our kids wind up impoverished by the experience of college, their dreams thwarted forever. And the reason for that is debt. 45 million Americans now labor under student loans. The average debt burden is $37,000 per person. That's the price of a brand new car. Imagine starting your first job with that hanging over you. And keep in mind that college debt isn't like ordinary debt. Thanks to a well-funding lobbying campaign, student loans cannot be erased by bankruptcy. They last forever. Many of today's college freshmen can expect to spend their working lives paying interest on loans that in the end didn't help them at all. So no wonder young people aren't getting married or buying homes or having children. They can't afford to. And no wonder so many of them support Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. If this is capitalism, they don't want any part of it. The irony, of course, is that the only people benefiting from this current system are on the far left. The smirking college presidents with multi-million-dollar salaries, the authoritarian university administrators in the suddenly ubiquitous diversity and inclusion offices, the tenured professors of non-binary feminist poetry and other perverse and pointless fake academic disciplines. As a group, these are, without question, the least impressive people in this country. And yet they're the only ones coming out ahead in this deal. They are feasting on our children's debt. An entire generation of Americans enslaved to interest payments so that a small number of left-wing academics can have lifetime employment, making this country worse. That's the arrangement we've struck. And for the rest of us, socialism. That's what we're going to get out of it in reaction to it. There's got to be a better way to do things. Now, some on the left propose forgiving student loans entirely, which is to say, sticking American taxpayers with the bill for all of this. If there's one thing that could make a terrible situation even worse, it's that. Taxpayers didn't cause this problem. They shouldn't be punished any more than they already have been. The corrupt higher education establishment concocted this scam. They should pay to fix it. Harvard's endowment is $40 billion. Yale's endowment is $30 billion. So let's start there. What's clear is that we need to move the crushing financial burden of student debt off the shoulders of middle-class families and 22-year-olds and back to the people who have gotten rich from it. That's an idea that every sensible person can support. And in fact, there's a big political payoff for any politician wise enough to adopt it. The candidate who promises to make colleges ease the student loan burden will, without question, be the next president of the United States.